You open your phone to check one notification. 90 minutes later, you're still scrolling, and you couldn't tell anyone what happened in between. That gap, that missing time, is not an accident. It's not a personal failure either. It's the result of some of the smartest engineers, psychologists, and designers on the planet working for years to make sure you never quite feel finished. Because here's the uncomfortable truth. You are not the customer of most apps on your phone. You're the product. And your attention is the raw material being mined, refined, and sold over and over again every single day. So how did we get here? How did checking a phone turn into a trillion-dollar industry? And more importantly, once you understand how it works, can you actually take some of that attention back? Let's start with a simple question. Why is it so hard to put your phone down even when you genuinely want to? The answer isn't willpower, it's design. Think about a slot machine. You pull the lever and most of the time nothing happens, but every so often you win. That unpredictability is exactly why slot machines are one of the most addictive forms of gambling ever created. Your brain doesn't crave the reward itself, it craves the uncertainty of whether a reward is coming. Now think about pulling down to refresh your feed. Sometimes there's nothing new, sometimes there's a like, a comment, a message from someone you care about. You never know which one you'll get. That's not a coincidence. That mechanism has a name in psychology. Variable reward. And it was borrowed almost directly from casino design. Picture a college student named Maya studying for a final exam. She tells herself she'll check her phone for just 1 minute between chapters. She opens an app, sees nothing interesting, and almost closes it, but then a new post loads in. Then another. 20 minutes pass. She looks up, disoriented. Her textbook's still open to the same page. She didn't choose to stay that long. Something kept pulling her back in, one small maybe at a time. This is the first layer of the machine. Uncertainty keeps you checking. But uncertainty alone isn't enough to build a trillion-dollar industry. There has to be something deeper going on, something that explains why some apps feel almost impossible to quit entirely. That something is called the attention economy, and once you understand it, you'll never scroll the same way again. Here's the core idea. In a normal economy, companies sell you a product, and once you buy it, the transaction is over. But apps like the ones on your home screen don't make most of their money from you buying anything. They make money by selling access to your attention to advertisers. The longer you stay, the more ads you see, the more data you generate, and the more valuable you become. Which means the app's real goal isn't to help you finish what you came to do. Its real goal is to prevent you from leaving. Think about that for a second. Every other product in your life is designed to satisfy you and let you move on. A good meal ends, a good movie ends, a good book ends, but a feed, there's no bottom to scroll to. That's not a technical limitation, it's a deliberate choice, because a feed with an ending is a feed people eventually put down. This is where the psychology gets even more interesting, because keeping you scrolling isn't just about infinite content, it's about triggering specific emotional responses that are almost impossible to ignore. Notifications are a perfect example. A red dot with a number on it doesn't just inform you, it creates a small, nagging sense of incompleteness. Psychologists have long studied something called the Zeigarnik Effect, which describes how unfinished tasks tend to stick in our minds more than completed ones. That little red circle is essentially an unfinished task sitting right there on your screen, and your brain doesn't like unfinished things. Now imagine a small business owner named Daniel closing up his shop at the end of a long day. He glances at his phone and sees 3 notifications waiting. He tells himself he'll deal with them once he's home. But the number stays in the back of his mind the entire drive. When he finally checks his phone, 2 of the notifications are meaningless. A promotional alert, an app update, but the pull to check was just as strong either way. The app didn't need the content to matter, it only needed the number to exist. That's the second layer of the machine. Your brain is wired to resolve open loops, and apps are built almost entirely out of open loops. But even this doesn't fully explain the scale of what's happening, because if it were just about small nudges and red dots, you could probably resist most of the time. So there has to be a third layer, something that makes the entire system self-reinforcing, something that gets smarter the longer you use it. That third layer is personalization. Every time you pause on a video a little longer than usual, skip past something quickly, or return to a certain type of post again and again, you're feeding information into a system that's constantly learning what keeps you there. It's not guessing anymore. Over time, it builds an increasingly accurate model of exactly what captures your attention, sometimes more accurately than you could describe it yourself. This is why two people can open the same app and see completely different worlds. The system isn't showing you what's popular. It's showing you what's calculated to keep you personally engaged based on a growing profile built entirely from your own behavior. Consider a retiree named Robert who joined a video app mostly to watch cooking tutorials. Within a few weeks, his feed had quietly shifted cooking videos mixed with clips about neighborhood disputes, mild controversies, oddly satisfying content he never searched for. He never asked for any of it. He simply watched a few seconds longer whenever something surprised him, and the system noticed. Nobody sat down and picked those videos for him. An algorithm simply followed the trail of his attention and kept offering more of whatever made him pause. And here's the twist that makes this whole system even more powerful. The algorithm doesn't actually need to know why something captures you. It only needs to know that it does. Whether the content brings you joy, mild irritation, curiosity, or even a little anxiety, doesn't matter to the system. Attention is attention, regardless of the emotion attached to it. Which means, in some cases, content that makes you a little upset can be just as valuable to keep you scrolling as content that makes you happy, because both keep you watching. That's an uncomfortable thought. It means the system isn't optimizing for your well-being, it's optimizing for your engagement. And those two things are not always the same. So does this mean every app is intentionally trying to harm you? Not exactly. Most of the people building these systems aren't sitting in a room twirling a mustache, plotting to ruin your focus. Many of them are simply following a business incentive. More time spent equals more revenue. The outcome, millions of people feeling slightly less in control of their own attention, is often a side effect of that incentive, not necessarily its intended purpose. But intended or not, the effect on daily life is very real. Which brings us to the part of this story that matters most. What can actually be done about it? The first step is simply naming what's happening. Once you understand that a feed is engineered to never feel finished, the endlessness itself becomes less mysterious and a little easier to resist. You're no longer confused about why you can't stop, you know exactly why, and that awareness alone changes the experience. The second step is recognizing that small design choices can push back just as effectively as the ones that pulled you in. Turning off non-essential notifications removes some of those Zeigarnik-style open loops. Setting a specific intention before opening an app, I'm here to reply to one message, gives your brain a finish line instead of an endless hallway. None of this requires giving up technology entirely. It just means using it with awareness instead of letting the design use you. Picture a young professional named Sarah who used to lose entire evenings to her phone without noticing. One night, she decided to set a simple rule. Check messages, then physically put the phone in another room. The first few nights felt strange, almost itchy, like something was missing. But by the second week, she noticed she was finishing dinner, reading a few pages of a book, actually remembering conversations with her roommate. Nothing about the apps had changed. She had simply stopped letting them decide where her attention went. Here's the bigger picture worth sitting with. The attention economy isn't going away. If anything, as more of daily life moves onto screens, the competition for your focus is only going to get more sophisticated. But now you know the mechanics behind it. The unpredictable rewards that mimic a slot machine, the deliberately unfinished feeds, the notifications built to feel incomplete, and the algorithms quietly learning exactly what keeps you hooked. None of this makes you weak for getting pulled in. It means the system was built by people who study human psychology for a living, and it was built to work on billions of people, including the ones designing it themselves. Understanding that isn't about blame, it's about taking back a small amount of control in a system that was never designed to hand it over freely. So, the next time you feel that pull to check your phone for just one more minute, ask yourself something simple. Is this something you genuinely want to do right now? Or is this a system doing exactly what it was built to do? What's one small change you've made or want to make to take back a little bit of your own attention? I'd genuinely like to know. Drop it in the comments below.